Okay, I've started. I see it. I just tried to readjust my headset. My whole headset almost fell off. I don't know how that sounded. Well, good to know I started and almost immediately messed up. Oh man, I kinda wish I had face cam on so you could have seen that. So anyways, as you can see, this is not where we left off last time. Now, I did say that I would go to where I grind for rupees and I would start there, having already after grinded for some. So that's where we're gonna start off with. So this is where I grind for rupees. So I have both rupee medals on deck. And what I do is I just go around. Look at all that. Look at all that. Oh, you can also see just how many rupees I already grinded up for. For this patch, I like to use a Skyward Strike. Yes, they're all just blue and green rupees, but do this enough and they'll add up. Wait, pick that up. Everyone counts. And then I do this. I find using the claw shots to get up here is just faster. I do that. Whoops. And look at all that monies. And look at that, I already got 66 rupees from that. Normally what I used to do, just to show, is I would run all the way into there, go in the room, and then come back out to respawn all the grass. But I feel like this might be faster. I don't know, it's up to you. If you want to use this method to grind for rupees. What I do is I use claw shots, go up here. Yes, I know I haven't done this yet. Go in and go back out. And that'll respawn all the grass. I feel like that's faster. Now, at this point of the game, there are these bokoblins, blue bokoblins. And yes, because I have the treasure medal, while I was grinding, I also got a couple of ornamental skulls. There's actually... Oh, there we go. Speak of the devil. Ooh! One of each. Don't mind if I do. Now, there's a point later in the game, actually coming up very soon, where there will be no enemies here anymore. I'm about to max out rupees. I purposely saved myself a little bit of space just to show how I do it. Now let's hope I don't mess this up. There's another reason why it's a good idea that I started here. Hey, oh hey bud, you would probably want to know that I've been blessed. Wait. Let's try that again. You would probably want to know that I have seen blessed butterflies flapping around lately. Too bad I have absolutely no musical ability whatsoever. Hey, me too, bud. I could not create beautiful tones to save my life. Beautiful tones? You mean like this? Whoa! I think my heart stopped. This is it, the discovery of a lifetime. Man, I've been discovered this. There is no mistaking it. This symbol must mark one of the goddess walls left for the hero by the goddess. I came across an ancient volume in the course of my research. Do you want to know? Wait. Want to know what it had to say? Of course. Arrow in repose. So he'll tell you something to draw here. I'm pretty sure it isn't always going to be an arrow. I think sometimes it might be a heart. Actually, now I'm not too sure, because I think last time I also got an arrow. That was a big burp, too. Alright, so whatever he'll hint you to draw, you draw it. Just gonna draw a simple, awful-looking arrow that is terrible, that looks more like a pickaxe. And there you go, arrows. Sweet, Goron! So this is what the ancient writing meant by striking targets from afar, really? You never heard of a bow and arrow? For helping me out with my research, I would like to give you a little something. There you go, a piece of heart. 3 to go. The magical power of the goddess walls returns after a little time has passed. So come by and help me with my research again sometime, okay? Alright, we're gonna get out of here. Has that beacon been here the whole time? But first, before we actually progress with the story... Wait a second. Now, as you can see, our rupees are maxed out, so let's go spend some before we get any missed opportunities to collect more rupees. Now what I'm gonna do first, since I'm already here, is I'm gonna push this down, and I'm gonna totally ruin the surprise, which we'll come back to later. So yeah, if you want to know how I grind for rupees in this game, this is the spot where I do it. Can I get any more ornamental skulls? Nope. This would be what I refer to as missed opportunities to pick up rupees, because my wallet is full. So how y'all doing? Everyone doing good? I actually got the day off of work today, but clearly I chose not to play this during the day. I very well could have, but I chose not to, because we've already seen in the past what that's like whenever I play anything during the day. And yeah, today honestly was no exception. I only got 1 phone call during the day today. But honestly, I got that kind of late. But regardless, I chose not to do this during the day. Now, let me just take a quick look at my inventory, see what other items I need to buy. To be honest, I just need to upgrade this. I need to buy 2 more, and I need to upgrade them. Well, right now, what I can put away is my rupee medals. I think it goes here. Yeah, that'll give me space for 2 more items. Well, actually, wait, no. Did I already get a free one? Now I don't even remember. I don't think I did. Oh yeah, I also never realized this in this game, but this guy right here, Rupin, this dude, I finally got around to watching Zeltic's video on the Happy Mask Salesman. Is he a man or demon? And I never noticed this. This guy looks a lot like the Happy Mask Salesman. The smile, the hair, even the personality change sometimes. Oh damn, I bought I brainlessly bought a second one. Whoops. That's okay. At least I can show now. I can show with evidence that you don't need to buy 3 of them because you get a free one eventually. Unless I already got that free one and I just don't remember.
Okay.
To a medium. And of course I like this the best because it has red on it.
Okay.
Yes! I will very happily carry that with me.
Okay.
And since I'm here, I don't think I have anything else I need to actually buy. So I think what I can do is, well, I could just go to Beetle's real quick double check, because I know he has 1 item in there that I want, but I should not buy just yet. Let me look at my bottle game real quick. I have one fairy. I have two fairies, actually. And I have some empty bottles, so I should fill up some of these empty bottles. I'll buy one of these and upgrade it, because honestly, I won't really need one of these anymore. Just to spend some rupees. Looking like some grape Fanta. Hey man, glad your baby's, you know, more happy. How is you doing though, sir? Is you sleeping better? See, look, I didn't skip him mixing the potion just now. This is what happens if I do skip. Oh yeah, that was so necessary to put a skip button there. We got a revitalizing potion plus. So because I don't really need this potion ever again, I will put this here. Wait, hold on, that's the wrong... Yeah, that's the wrong spot. It goes here. Because what I would usually have is a heart potion plus here. Okay, so what else should I bring with me? I have arrows. Well, I guess I could bring this. I'm in no need for any rupees right now. Give myself a little bit of space to hold some. Wait, actually. You know what? No, I will bring the rupee medal because I'm a cheapskate. I don't really think I have much need for more bombs. Come on. I know, this is boring. Everyone sees the title and they're all thinking, hurry up and get to the boss fights already. That's what we came here to see. Wow, already 13 minutes have passed. I tell you, I love this game. I can play this game for hours. And not even realize how much time has passed. Nope. I don't need that mantis. Not gonna waste the time getting it. Come on, there we go. So I also had the option or opportunity to play this game yesterday as of playing this, because yesterday, I believe, yeah, yesterday was Sunday. I could have, yep, see, he has this one item left. And I'm not going to buy it just yet for a very specific reason, which we'll see later on. Alright, back to Farron. But yeah, I could have played this yesterday because honestly there wasn't much I was doing last night, initially. And then out of nowhere, my sister told me her new boyfriend was coming over for dinner. Was like, well, I certainly will not be playing this tonight. I was already on the fence of playing this yesterday. Because yesterday, what was supposed to happen was there was supposed to be a real-life blood moon outside. Because it was like a lunar eclipse. It's not a solar eclipse, because that's when the sun covers the moon. But it was cloudy and on the verge of raining last night, so I couldn't really see it anyways. And it wasn't even that red from what I could see, it was more yellow. So, now that we got all three flames, we're supposed to head back here to the sealed grounds. And because I already kind of ruined the surprise by showing you guys how to grind for rupees, you're supposed to come back and be like, whoa, what's all this? There's like a rail going around here now. What is all this? This wasn't here before. Let's see what's been going on. See, that's a log we just pushed out. And yes, I meant for that to come out that way. That sentence, too. Hey, old lady! I got the tasks done. I seeked out and obtained all 3 flames. Ah, your sword. There can be no doubt the sacred flames have purified this blade. Well done, Link. That sword holds tremendous power. The power is a sacred force. It is a divine power left to us by the gods of old. The same power that is spoken in the Ballad of the Goddess. To look upon you is to see that same great power now flowing through you and the sword you carry. Come, Link, you must now open the gate of time. Now that the sacred force dwells within your blade, strike the gate of time with a skyward strike and it will surely awaken. Climb upon the pedestal and show the gate your sword's power. Okay. And... Whoa! No, I fear the seal has given away once again. That terrible beast is awakening even as we speak. It is likely that the monster reacted to the sacred power given off by your sword. I wish it had not happened, but there was no other way to open the gate, so it goes. Link, you must imprison that beast once again. Alright, bring it on! This is what I've been waiting for. That's not the voice I gave you. It's time to break out my new toy! Trust me, that flabby bag of teeth doesn't stand a chance. Well, what are we waiting for? I'm heading out there. That's right, we gotta face this thing again. I hope it's not more difficult than last time. Hey, Link! Duh! Try not to drool on your shirt as you stare at this amazing super weapon I've been working on. I call it the Grucinator. Leaves you speechless, doesn't it? That's only natural. You wouldn't believe how much time I put into building this beauty. So you're the one who put this here. Here, check it out! First, I got all the fences cluttering the area out of the way. Then I laid down rails for her to run on. All by myself, of course. I don't think this is a time to be explaining to me how you did all this. We kind of have a big threat to deal with. I don't care how beefy you are. You're bound to stumble for a few moments after taking one of my big bombs to the body. Did I read that right? Hang on though, that monster showed up a smidge sooner than I was expecting. There are a few final adjustments I gotta make before she can move on the rails I've put down. I'll call out to you when she's ready for action. Till then, do whatever you can to hold off that beast. You got it, buddy. See, we like him now. And roll! This time the imprisoned has arms. He's no longer just regular two legs Joe. He has Perry's arms. Look at that. Seems like our ugly friend grew itself a pair of hands. Great timing. I wonder how many people actually know what I'm referencing there. I feel like nobody ever saw that show. It was very obscure. So yeah, he'll always send out shockwaves this time from his toesy woesies. The back toes are always easier to get. It's the front ones that are more of a challenge now because he sends out those shockwaves. And yep, look at that. He'll try to climb up. Hey Link, the machine's all loaded and ready to smash. All that flabby second... Wait, if that flabby second teeth tries to climb the wall, I can blast it from here with a bomb. When you want some backup from me, just send the signal with X. Alright, so I use the X button here. Alright, it's time for Groose to explode into action. Adjust the machine's position with L and aim with your target. That was Groose saying it. I thought that was just regular instructions. Alright, alright, alright. I get it. So if you try to hit the toes, it'll actually do a little bit of damage, but not really that much. Yeah, get stunned. Ha! She packs a mean punch, doesn't she? I tell you, I was in love the first time I pulled this lever. You were in love the first time you pulled it? Alright, now that this thing is stunned for a second, let's cut off them toes. Gonna wait one more step. Notice how slow that step was? When you gonna play Five Nights at Krusty Krab? Ha, I know what you're referencing there. Gonna wait, gonna wait, gonna wait. Run, 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 run. Literally needed one more hit there. Alright, so this area is kind of covered now because he has arms, so I can't get over there. So I have to run around and use the wind to get back up. That's how I can actually hit him. Whoops, didn't mean to put my sword away, but yeah, you hear Groose yelling. That's him signaling, yo, I'm ready. What else you can do? Oh my god, readjust. Bam, that takes care of the back toes. I mean, you could get forward enough and do that with the front toes as well. I'm pretty sure if you go up there and cut off his fingers, then he won't be able to reach or grab the ledge and pull himself up. But it's like, why would you waste your time and do that when you could just use Groose? That took down one of his toes, too. There we go. Aw, come on. Now you may want to hurry, because you can run out of time for this. Wait too long and he will spring back up. Come on, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. I'm right there. Yes! Alright, that's 2. Hey, he's the way I sleep at night. On my front. Now, I'm pretty sure I can't do this because he actually grew intelligence. But what I did last time, you know, jumping down onto his head and just ramming it in like that, I can't do that anymore because he'll just fling you off. At least I'm pretty sure. Yeah, notice he's gotten quite closer now. Okay, let's see. Oh my god, and I miss! Don't forget to miss, folks. Missing is always good. Like I said, missing is good. Alright, let me get a little closer. And then Groose, do your thing. Direct hit. Get closer. And finish it, thank you. Alright, one more hit. One more hit. Well, you know what I mean. I need to strike it 3 times. Perfect. And there we go. Second time we face this boss. Done. Just gonna reward myself with a quick little drink. What I'm drinking right now, I really shouldn't be drinking at this hour, because it's like just shy of 10:30 at night. And yeah, I'm still drinking it. So yesterday I went to the supermarket. I saw this like liter bottle of passion fruit green tea, and I bought it. That's what I'm drinking right now. I poured myself a cup of it, and I'm, well, about to finish the cup. That's good. It's a bad idea for me to drink it this late, because, you know, the caffeine, it'll keep me up at night. I'll lie in bed and be unable to sleep. Strike the ceiling spike with a skyward strike. Should say that 5 times fast. I feel like I always say that. Another pattern to draw. It's not reacting. There we go. It's kind of a sideways hourglass, or like a Black Widow logo. Couldn't have done this without you, Groose.
Hey!
Nice work there, Link. Of course, you couldn't have done it. Wait, couldn't have done it without me. But no need to thank Groose. I know. Wait, I know I saved your tail. Now let's get to that gate of time thing and get. Now let's get that gate of time thing up and running. Y'all staying in school, right? Hey, I stayed in school. I never skipped a day in class, but, you know, I still turned out a bumbling buffoon who can't read. Nothing. I'll get myself another heart before I go in. We got a long cutscene coming up, too. It seems you were successful in imprisoning the monster again. You have my thanks, Link. My ear is itching. I do not wish to dwell on what may have happened if you two hadn't been here. Duh-huh. Aw, you give me too much credit, Granny. You were the one who got me to stop feeling sorry for myself and put my energy into doing what I could to help. I did what was necessary to get you to realize your full potential. Link, you must No, not wander. You must wonder just what it is you've been fighting out there in the Great Pit. There is much I could tell you, but suffice to say it is the root of evil we face. When you pass through the Gate of Time, you shall learn more. We must seal it and reseal it into this prison 1,000 times, but it will always shatter the bonds, not bounds, the bonds that confine it. Such is its awesome power. We must destroy it and its source, or suffer the fate again and again. There is no time to lose. Hit the gate with the Skyward strike. Come on already, charge that sword of yours and get with the sacred force stuff Granny was talking about, and zap the Gate of Time. It's amazing they had to highlight zap there. Indeed. Now, Link, go! Go to the Gate of Time. Without hesitation. Beautiful. You just gotta love Groose now.
Hey!
At last, I've been expecting you, Link. You are doubtless overwhelmed, so will explain things as simply as I can. This is the Temple of Hylia, though it will come to be known as the Sealed Temple sometime in the future. You stand in the past, ages before your own time. Here the goddess Hylia has only just sealed away demise. And little time has passed since the goddess sent the outcropping of rock into the sky that would one day become Skyloft. It is true to its name, you have passed through the gate of time to an era in the distant past. You will have many questions, but for now you must proceed back through the great doors behind you. It is there that the person you've risked life and blood to defend waits for you. It's the long reunion we've all been waiting for. Now I'll read it. I didn't know if I was going to say silent for this or not. I imagine Impa filled you in on everything. We've traveled very far from home to the distant past. In this era, the wounds inflicted on the land during the battle between the goddess and the demon king known as Demise have not yet healed. All the fairy tales about that war we heard growing up in Skyloft, incredible as it may seem, they appear to be all too real. I think it's time you learned the whole story. Let me try to explain. The old gods created a supreme power that gave anyone who possessed it the ability to shape reality and fulfill any desire. They called it the Triforce. In his thirst to make the world his own, Demise readied a massive army of monsters for war. He sought to take the Triforce for himself by force. The goddess feared for her people. She used her power to send both them and the Triforce into the sky on a slice of earth she cut away from the land. This floating rock This floating rock became the new home of our people. In time, it came to be known as Skyloft. After a long and fierce battle, the goddess Hylia succeeded in sealing away Demise. However, soon after the Demon King was imprisoned, it became clear that the seal would not hold long against his fearsome power. Hylia had suffered grave injuries in her battle with the Demon King. She knew that if he broke free again, there would be no stopping him. And if the Demon King were to free himself, it would mean the end of the world for all beings of this land. In order to put an end to the Demon King, Hylia devised two separate plans to set them both into motion. First, she created Phi. She made the spirit that resides in your sword to serve a single purpose, to assist her chosen hero on his mission. Her second plan was to abandon her divine form and transfer her soul to a body of a mortal. She made the sacrifice, as you have likely guessed, so that the supreme power created by the old gods could one day be used. For while the supreme power of the Triforce was created by the gods, all of its power can never be wielded by one. Knowing this power was her last and only hope, the Divine gave up her divine powers and her immortal form. You probably figured it out by now, haven't you, Link? You are the chosen hero. And I, Zelda, I am the goddess reborn as a mortal. The day of the ceremony, Girahim's tornado tossed me out of the sky and down to the world below. I was nearly captured by the demonic forces, but I was rescued at the last moment by the old woman who lives in the sealed grounds. I had no memory at all of my existence as Hylia, but she explained it to me. She helped me remember who I was, and what I had to do. I set out to pray at the goddess statues located in each temple across the land. Each statue stirred up memories within me. After I visited all of them, Impa, an agent of the goddess, led me here, to the past. All of this is part of the same great effort to prevent the revival of Demise. Stripped of his true physical form by the seal that binds him, he takes the shape of an abomination. Even with his hideous state, he's more than capable of devouring this land if we allow him to do what he desires. We must stop him from freeing himself from the seal that imprisons him at any cost. That is why I intend to remain here in this time and place, to sustain the seal as best I can. As long as I continue this vigil, we may be able to prevent the Demon King from fully reviving himself in our own time. I must maintain the seal that Hylia, rather, that I created so long ago, keep it strong for as long as I am able. With the memories of my former life returning to me, I can now see that this is my purpose. Link, the goddess created Phi and the Great Blade she's a part of for very specific reasons. For the task of standing against Demise in the monstrous form he now assumes rests solely on your shoulders. Back in our own time, you've already driven him back into his prison twice now. I can thank you enough for that, Link. I can't thank you enough. During your long journey, look at Link's eyes, by the way. During your long journey, you've grown so much. You learned wisdom from solving devious puzzles and traps. You gain power by honing and tempering both yourself and your sword. And by overcoming the trials set before you by the goddess, you found true courage. Now that those qualities reside in you, you are worthy of wielding the power of the old gods left behind for our kind. You can claim the Triforce. Not many games allow you to actually do that. Valiant hero, you have endured many hardships and journeyed far in your quest to reach this place. Along your travels you have found wisdom, power, and courage, and for this I shall bless your sword with the powers goddess. May it give you and your sword the strength to drive back the abomination that threatens this land. The mark you see upon the back of your hand is proof that you are the hero of legend, and that within you dwells a sacred power. It is the mark of the Triforce. Stand now, Link. Draw your sword. The goddess has blessed your blade, and the Master Sword has at last achieved its ultimate form. The sword is now imbued with the mythical power to drive back demons, and only Link may wield it. Link, before I say another word, I feel like I owe you an apology. You see, the mark of the Triforce on your hand is a symbol of the greatest power in the world. If you can obtain the actual Triforce, we will have the power to vanquish Demise once and for all. The problem is, among the countless souls in the world, only a select few, those with an unbreakable spirit, can wield its might. It's impossible to know the true reason why the old gods created the Triforce, but I have a theory of my own. The gods created the Triforce, yet they specifically designed it so that their own kind could never use its power. Somehow, I think that may have been their way of giving hope to all the mortal beings of the land. Which brings us back to you. To face Demise and give the land hope, the goddess Hylia needed someone with an unbreakable spirit. That someone is you, Link. But spirit alone wasn't enough. You had to overcome many trials and awaken the hero within yourself so that you could wield that supreme power. And so Hylia, and so I knew that if it meant saving Zelda, you would throw yourself headfirst into any danger without even a moment's doubt. I used you. I can't begin to tell you how sorry I am for pulling you into all of this, Link. But you have to understand, this is a war, and the fate of the land hangs in the balance. I need your strength to tip the scales in our favor. All that may be well-intentioned and true, but it doesn't mean it's right, and it doesn't excuse my actions. But I'm prepared to pay the price for what I've done. To ensure that the seal holds, I will remain here in this time, deep in sleep for thousands of years. Link, I can't say it enough. I'm so sorry for the way I had to involve you in this. But until my memory of things before our lifetime returned to me, I had no idea we were fated to carry such a heavy destiny. Before all this, I was happy just spending my days hanging around with you in Skyloft. I wanted that feeling to last forever. While it's true that I am Hylia reborn, I'm still my father's daughter, and your friend. I'm still your Zelda. When Demise is finally gone, there will be no more need for the seal that binds him, and then I'll be able to wake up. So I'm going to ask you a favor, sleepyhead. Ever since we were kids, I'd always be the one to wake you up when you slept in. But this time, when all of this is over, will you come wake me up? I promise. Do you guys have tears in your eyes? What? You don't? I see you've said goodbye. Now you must keep the promise you made to her. You must find the Triforce. Return to your time. There is work to be done there. Do not fear for Zelda. I will watch over her. Go now and fulfill your destiny. I feel like my terrible reading kinda took away from how emotional that really was. That was I haven't done that much reading probably since high school. So you've returned. Then you know everything. On the other side of that gate, Zelda waits, suspended in sleep without end. But do not despair, for she is still alive and well. True to legend, the Triforce is one of the things. Is the one thing with the power to vanquish Demise. It is thought to have been hidden within Skyloft by the goddess. Sadly, that is all we know of where it rests. All other clues to its whereabouts have been lost to the ages. Link, you have likely come to the same conclusion, but I will spell it out just the same. The key to finding the Triforce must be in Skyloft. Go now, Link. Find the Triforce. I messed that up so bad. Find the Triforce. Whoa, whoa there, hold up. Link, there's something I gotta tell you. So Zelda, how's she holding up? Was she okay when you saw her? Actually, about that. That's terrible! It's gotta be so hard for the poor girl. But you're doing something about this mess, right? Link, I've made up my mind. I'm not going back. I'm staying right here with Granny. Aw, don't look so bummed out. Do I look sad? Nah, I'm doing what I want to do. I don't know how to explain this. I got this feeling in my belly that there's work to be done here. Someone's gotta watch that big ugly monster, and someone's gotta make sure Granny's doing alright. It ain't such action-packed as what you're doing, but maybe this is my destiny. You know what I mean? Besides, it's not so bad here. Living up in the sky was okay, I guess, but don't you just love the way it smells down here? What? That's not weird to say. Check it out. Zelda and Granny have brought life back to the land here. I bet even the weakest sapling could grow into one beast of a tree in soil like this. It brightened this place up a little too. I mean, sure, it'd take a few years for it to grow, but as far as I'm concerned, I got nothing but time. It's weird to say that out loud. There's no that in there. It's weird to say out loud, but that's just how I feel right now. So, yeah, you know, when you get back to Skyloft, do me a favor and let people know I'm okay down here. Colin and Stritch might get a little emotional since they look up to me, but you can tell them I'm happy, okay? Thanks, Link. This guy's... we like him now. He's a cool dude. I'm happy you're happy, Groose. Alright, so we have a little bit of more stuff to do for tonight. But yeah, that was a lot of story just getting unpacked. And if you actually look inside, yeah, the crystal's still in there. Zelda's still there, if I can get a good look. If you actually look at this from the very beginning of the game when you first come here, yeah, that's right there. You can see it from the very beginning. So that means, since the very beginning, there have been 2 Zeldas in the same timeline. One that's been active before she went back to the past, and one that's been frozen back there, suspended in sleep. That means there have been 2 Zeldas this whole time. And this is not where I need to go. I don't know why I came out here, maybe just because I had a sense that there was a bluebird. So we have a little bit of more stuff to do tonight. I did promise more boss fights. I never said that, but now I did. But to get to those boss fights, we have a little bit of work to do. But was that not emotional, though? That's... oh, by the way, yeah. Our new Master Sword. Look how fast it charges up. It's instant. I'm pretty sure it's instant only for hero mode. Because in regular mode, the regular gameplay, it still takes like at least 1 second for it to completely charge. So I'm pretty sure only in hero mode does it charge up instantly, see? Huh? Is there something different about your sword, or is it just me? Either way, bud, you have got to get rid of those bad guys down there. You know, bud, even at a time like this, I never stop thinking about my research. Over time, the power of the goddess walls is restored. When that happens, I would like your help with my research again. Sure, if I'm around the area. Let's test out our new sword. Still takes 2 hits to take these guys down. No rupee left behind. Now here's a funny story about this. My dumbass never pieced together. When I was a kid and I played this game, my stupid ass never pieced together that because we literally see the Master Sword get formed, that this probably takes place at the very beginning of the timeline. My stupid ass never put that together. When I played this game for the very first time, and I saw that the Goddess Sword we had at the beginning become the Master Sword, I was like, oh cool, it became the Master Sword that we knew for this long. And I never put together in my brain that, oh, wait a second, we just saw the origin of the Master Sword. So this probably is the first story in the timeline. Yeah, I never pieced that together as a kid. So later, like a couple years later, when I saw, you know, the official timeline, I was kind of shocked to find out this game took place at the very beginning. At first I was shocked, and then when I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. How did I never think of that? Because I have rupee space, always gotta get my rupees. So now we have to go look for the Triforce. I wonder where that could be. It's hidden somewhere in Skyloft. Huh, I wonder where in Skyloft it could be. We've been living next to the Triforce this whole time? Gotta get my rupees. Always gotta. So, what'd you guys think of that story? That story aspect? I see not a lot of people commenting nothing, and that's fine. My concern right now is anyone watching this still? Did anyone actually see that part of the story? Because if I'm playing this, if I'm broadcasting this, and nobody saw that, well, that's a bit of a shame. Because that story was so good, at least to me. Once again, I feel like my garbage-ass reading ruined the moment. But how could I just sit there in silence and just make you guys read all of it on your own? Now, I'm a little fuzzy on what I'm supposed to do right now, if I can be honest. I know what we're going to do, but I'm trying to remember, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure we talked to him first. Hello, Link. Have you heard anything more about my daughter? What is it? If you know anything at all, I urge you to share it with me. You want to tell me, but you can't? I understand. I'm sure you have good reason for keeping quiet. Link, I've been doing some thinking since we last spoke. You have had this destiny thrust upon you without warning, or your choice, for that matter, but I wish to help you as best I can. I'm getting older, and I lack the vigor of youth. Or is it vigor? I think is it vigor? But even old men have ways of being useful too. I wish to share as much of my knowledge with you as I can. If you have any questions about Skyloft or its history, I will be glad to tell you what I know. Actually, there is something. What do you know of the What do I know of the Triforce? Link, where did you hear that word? It's true that the ancient texts made several mentions of the Triforce within their pages. Unfortunately, the actual location of the Triforce isn't illustrated in any of these tomes. Its whereabouts are lost to history. Sorry, Link. It shames me to say it, but my knowledge is very little on this subject, not aspect. Oh, that's such a shame. Nothing else we can do here. Let's get going. Link, just a moment. Though there is one whose vast knowledge may be of use. Surely you're familiar with Levias, the great spirit who has guarded our realm for ages. Ah, Levias. That's an awesome name, Levias. Levias has served as the protector of our skies for a long time, and his knowledge of our world is encyclopedic, to put it mildly. If anyone in the entirety of Skyloft and beyond were to know about the Triforce, it would be him. Where is he? Yes, I feared that might be your next question. About that. I imagine in your travels you've taken notice of the tremendous thunderhead that suddenly appeared in our skies. Recently, I heard rumors suggesting that Levias is trapped inside that massive cloud. I asked Instructor Olin to look into this troubling cloud in order to determine if there is any truth to these rumors. I had meant to inquire about his findings earlier, but completely forgot about it after Zelda went missing. Instructor Olin can fill me in on the details later, so why don't you go speak with him yourself and see what his investigation has revealed. We got something else about to come up too, something kind of fun. In my video, I just barely got it done. Instructor Olin, where do I find him again? Do I find him in his room? No, that's Horwell. Olin should be here. Do I find him in his room? Yes, I do. Right. After I speak to him in his room, then he takes me outside. I was thinking, do I speak to him outside? Ah, Link, how goes your search for Zelda? Have you found her yet? What? Levias. Ah, so you've been talking to the headmaster, I take it. If I'm correct, Levias is the one inside the Thunderhead, but that's not the Levias we all know. That's a monster! It certainly looks like Levias, but last time I approached him, he came rushing at me, and his eyes, they were full of malice. People change, or old, wizened creatures change, rather. Perhaps it's more that he was possessed by something. That's how it felt to me. What? You want to talk to Levias? That's impossible. I don't think Levias is capable of listening. Not in his current state, no. And even if you were to get close enough to talk to him, it will likely end with you getting brushed aside and sent flying to your death in a sea of clouds. What? You're still planning on going? I see. It's because you need to find Zelda. I understand. I get the feeling nothing I could say would talk you out of it. Hey, I have an idea. Come with me.
Hey.
Levias is in the Thunderhead. He's been acting so strangely, like something has possessed him. If we can somehow free him from whatever it is that has a hold over him, then there's a chance he will return to his senses. Listen well, Link, because I'm about to teach you a very powerful bird riding technique. It's called the Spiral Charge. Using the Spiral Charge, you can rid Levias of the blight that has hold of him. The technique is quite easy to perform. All you have to do is press X. So this move basically replaces a little boost that we normally have been using. But it mostly serves the same function. It's still a bit early for you, but this is an extraordinary circumstance, so I'll make an exception this time. However, I will test you. First, dive off this platform and call your bird. Yes, Master. Yes, Senpai. And you get this minigame music you don't often hear in this game. Listen up, Link. I taught your Loftwing to perform a Spiral Charge when you press X. When did you do that? Using the Spiral Charge attack to break 10 targets... Use the Spiral Charge to break... whatever. I give up. If you can destroy 10 targets in under 120 seconds... Yeah. So we got 2 minutes to destroy just 10 targets. Which normally isn't hard, but the last time I did this, I barely made it. Can I get this moving one while I'm at it? Yes! So that's 2. Nope! Denied. Oh, come on. Okay! It didn't even look like that would count. I was like, come on, I did that too early. I just messed up. Normally, I would have no problem doing this mini game. But it seems like along with last time, I suck at this now. That's only 4. And I have just about half my time limit left. I don't have time to change my angle, so let's just do it! Worth it! I have half the time left, and I have half the targets left. How did you get birds to hold your targets? Alright, I need 4 more. Oh, thank you. That looked like it wouldn't have counted. Crashing into the rocks, it's still worth it. Because I need 2 more now. If I can get this one! No, I cannot, but can I get this one? Yes, I just need 1 more. What is going on with the camera? Come on, I need 1 more. I need 1 more. Where is 1 more? Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up! Don't you dare miss this! Thank you. Well, I did better than last time by about 4 seconds. Oh, you managed to destroy 10 targets within the time limit. Just barely, though. You could have done better, honestly. If you can control your bird that well, you'll have no problem at all. Ooh, I wouldn't say that. You are henceforth permitted to use the spiral charge attack as a qualified bird rider. The next thing we have to address is just how to go about finding Levias. Maybe the owner of the lumpy pumpkin might know something. Every year he makes an offering to his of his pumpkin soup for Levias. Go to the lumpy pumpkin and ask him what he knows. Okay. Lumpy pumpkin, here we come. It's over there. You know, so I thought about something earlier today. Literally, I had this idea today, the day I'm playing this. So I was lying down for a nap. And I thought to myself, for whatever reason, I was thinking to myself, it's getting warm. Like because it's getting warm, I often take my shirt off just because of how hot it gets. Oh, nice going. So often I'll just walk around my home shirtless. Well, mostly today when I was alone at home because I had today off when my family was all gone. I'm not even comfortable enough to take my shirt off in front of my family because if I do, I'll just be called fat. So I had an idea. I thought to myself, will this ever happen to me? Will I ever meet someone, like meet a woman in my life, where I will get to know and I will be comfortable enough to actually just take my shirt off and just walk around the house just because it's just too hot. I thought about it, and I'm like, yeah, that could happen after probably a very short never. Yeah, let's be honest, that's probably never going to happen to me. I'll probably never meet someone who, you know, well, that right there, I'll probably never meet someone, period. But meet someone who, you know, is comfortable enough with me just literally just going around the house half naked just because the temperature's too hot. Yeah, don't nobody on this planet be trying to see none of that. You wait right here. I'm getting inspired to fire up some soup like I've never souped before. That was quick. Voila! Here it is. I've been cooking this stuff for well over 10 years, and I have to say, this is the best batch of pumpkin soup I have ever created. Did you change any of the recipe? Did you add a little bit of MSG to it? Miss Fi, I'm here. I'm sure Uncle Roger would be like, no MSG, hiya. I don't really like Uncle Roger, to be honest. The character. I'm sure the dude playing him, whatever his name is, I'm sure I could get along with him just fine if we ever meet. But if he acted like Uncle Roger, like that persona in front of me, yeah, I don't think me and Uncle Roger would get along. But whatever the guy's name is who plays him, I feel like, yeah, me and him could get along. I feel like I'm on the... Okay, go to the island with the rainbows. Gotcha. I feel like I'm the only person on this planet who doesn't like Uncle Roger. Hello there! You caught me at a bad time. I'm talking about not liking Uncle Roger. I just don't like a fake Asian accent. I don't know, I'm not really offended by that. It's mostly just, you know, it sounds fake. And me, real life, I have an awful time understanding a Chinese accent. Despite being Asian myself, I can hardly understand a really heavy accent. And I get that a lot too. I get customers who come in, oops. Well, I tried. I get customers who come in who have a heavy accent. And I really cannot understand anything they say. So, enough about that. So we got ourselves a giant wad of soup to deliver. I hope it doesn't get cold. Remember, pumpkin soup is only good when it's hot. You know, there's no lid covering it to keep it warm. I'm sure because the altitude up here is very high, it's probably very cold up here. Can you imagine if instead of that basin of water we used to quench the thirst of that frog, we use this instead? Oh, you're thirsty? Here, have some pumpkin soup. Hey, where'd my friend go? Where'd my robot friend go? There you are! So I only have, well, literally this planned for today. Because the next part of the game, well, it transitions directly into the next part of the game. So I'll probably do that next time. I'm unloading this cargo of pumpkin soup here. You've packed an... Wait, packed? You picked an odd place for soup delivery. Feels dangerous. Something could jump out at us at any moment. Hungry for soup or robot. Man, all that rainwater's getting into the soup. I'm out of here. See you around. Levias smells that good soup. Come on, you can't even front. That shot just now was fire. Alright, we got an aerial boss fight here and some awesome boss music, which we don't really hear at all in this game. You know, I was talking to someone on Discord right before this game was coming out, this HD version. Wait, I don't even remember now. Or was it after the game came out and they were playing it? Regardless, I think what they did was they looked up all the bosses of the game, and they saw Levias, and they were wondering, man, how's this boss fight gonna work? I was like, you're in for a surprise if you don't know. They're like, why? Is it indoors? Is it outdoors? And I'm like, nah, it's aerial. So we gotta attack these eyes. Come on, let me see. 2 more. Come on, 2 more. Come on, come on. Damn it! Just one more. Too bad there's no button to look above you. Alright, come on, just one more. Nope, not even close. Not even close. Imagine if I died at this boss fight. Almost got hit by his tail there. Yes! I don't care. I got all eyes. Look at that thing. Where'd you go? There you are. Don't hit me with your tail. Look at it. It's staring at me. Ocular parasite. Bilocyte. So whenever he spits up a hairball, knock it back into his... What are those things called? Then he opens his eyes nice and wide, or just single eye, and launch it back into his eye. And slice, 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 slice. This thing takes a lot of hits, even from the true Master Sword. Imagine if we could... I don't know, can we mod this game? Imagine if we had the simple goddess sword here. How long this boss fight would last. Camera goes crazy. Hey, I appreciate you just lying there and just letting me hit you with my sword. Oh, I did that too early. That was me. That was my fault. I did that way too early. Now eventually, let's see if he'll do this now. Eventually, now he'll spit it out. And yeah, he's changed his direction. So you gotta hit it to where he's about to go. Ooh, 3 in a row, huh? Nope. I tried to move my sword over, but I did it too quick. Oh, and sometimes he won't move at all. I still hit it. All done. Get out of here, you disgusting parasite. You know, I had a dream a few weeks ago that all of outside was just crawling with parasites. In my dream, it was like giant worms. It was worms like the size of snakes. And it was like rainbow colored. They were everywhere. Like all over my backyard in my dream. And then a few days ago I let my dogs out in the backyard and I saw a worm crawling around. And worms normally come out of the ground when it's raining. But it hadn't been raining lately. So at that moment I'm like, oh my god. It's just like my dream, only less exaggerated. Tell me, boy. Was it you who brought me to the most... Wait. Was it you who brought me this most delectable cauldron of pumpkin soup? I can only imagine if you consumed that soup, it would literally be a drop on your tongue. I must apologize for my earlier behavior. A most peculiar and irksome pest possessed me, and I was not myself. But that business is done with now. This delicious aroma of that... the delicious aroma of that soup has restored me to my senses. Hey, go test out if your taste sense is working fine. I am the great spirit of the cow. What? Oh! Guys, listen to me. There's a little piece of dust or whatever on my screen. So I thought it was an exclamation point. I thought the second L in call was an exclamation point. There's a little dot on my screen. I just took an L there. I am the great spirit they call Levias. Before she passed from this world so long ago, the goddess Hylia appointed me as warden of the skies. And what do they call you, boy? Ah, Link is it? A rather pleasing name. Pleasing name, that. Your parents clearly have excellent taste in names. We never do hear much of Link's parents. You carry a curious sword. How can you see that? And I sense a silent power dwelling somewhere in that little frame. Ah, I see it now. Link, you are the goddess's chosen hero. How interesting. I assume you've come to hear what I know of the Triforce. Right. As I suspected. Listen closely, and I will tell you. As you likely know, long ago an evil force attempted to take the Triforce for his own. The goddess did everything in her power to prevent it from falling into his hands. For the safety of all things, she hid the Triforce somewhere within the rock you call Skyloft. However, its location has been kept secret. Well, there's only so many places inside of Skyloft. Skyloft is only so big. Even if I do not know where it rests now, even I do not know where it rests now. Oh, but the goddess did entrust me with a hint as to the Triforce's location. The clue is a song meant to be played by the harp you hold. It is known as the Song of the Hero. The song is the key to revealing the secret location of the Triforce. The goddess split the song into 4 parts. Of course she did. She entrusted one part to me and the other 3 to the dragons of the land. You must gather each of the parts of the Song of the Hero. Seek out the dragons and convince them to teach you their parts. When they've taught you what they know, come to me and I will complete the song with my own voice. The dragons can be found at Farron Woods, Elden Volcano, and Lineru Desert. Go on then, find the dragons you now seek. Alright, so now that's what I meant before by we have to go back to each of the locations. Well, each 3 areas. But not for a dungeon. No dungeon this time. But rather just a small little quest to do in each of them. Well, actually, hold on a second. Since I'm already in here, let me see. Let me take a look at something before I leave, since I'm already here. Will this be available? I don't think this is available now. But hey, I could be wrong. I normally do this way later in the game, but since I'm here, let me see if I can do this now. I can't really see anything. Yo, why is it so hard to see anything right now? The clouds are thick in here. Whoops, I missed my target. I missed it again! What did you miss? You missed all of the boss fights. Spoiler free once again. Hell no, I can't do this right now, because he's not here. Alright, so I cannot do that side quest just yet. Unless, once again, I'm forgetting how to start it. Oh my god, I'm hitting the outside of this place. Imagine not wanting to be spoiled from a game that's 10 years old. Well, I don't need to imagine it, because I do know it. I haven't seen anything from Persona 4 yet. I know you were about to say. Alright, so I don't really have much else planned for tonight. Cause what I'm doing next will transition directly to the next part of the game. So I don't want to do that just yet. I want to save that for next time. Because if I do the first part of it, then I'll have to do the next part, which will be awkward if I cut right between it. This is not the screen I meant to go to. I meant to go here. So I still have 25, right? Yes, I really just pulled out a calculator. Now, guys, listen to me. I have another quick story to tell you. A couple days ago, this was once again after my friends didn't invite me out to brunch. One of my friends, after they all finished brunch without me, and he came to visit me at where I work. So we were chatting, and regardless of how the topic came up, because I don't even remember, despite it happening a few days ago, he told me how much he made at his new job. He told me he makes $22 an hour, and he works 8 hours. He works 5 days a week. He doesn't work weekends. So I tried to do some math in my mind. How much money does he make in one day? Okay, $22 an hour, 8 hours a day. What's 8 times 22? So first of all, because I'm an idiot, what I did to try to calculate this using my brain, what I did was I separated. Okay, 8 times 20, and then 8 times 2. What's 8 times 20? Well, first I did 8 times 2, that's 16. Then I put back the 0 from the 20, that's 160. 8 times 20 is 160. And then 8 times 2, that's simple, that's 16. And so, it should be rather simple. What's 160 plus 16? My dumbass said directly to my friend's face, okay, 160 plus 16, that's 172. The moment the numbers left my mouth, I realized, wait a second, that's not right. Now, we all know that I'm not smart. But come on, that's beyond idiotic. I don't think Batro will give me any more gifts right now, or rewards. Never mind, he does. You got the giant wallet! This the voluminous capacity of this wallet allows you to store a whopping 5,000 rupees in it. That's right, I gotta go grind for rupees again. A report master. Due to your sword's enhancement, it is now possible to use your dousing ability to detect feelings of gratitude. I have added gratitude crystals to your list of dousing targets. Now this only really works if you didn't collect all the loose pieces up until this point, like I already have. So this dousing is pretty worthless right now. Now I know about one side quest. Well, now I can remember 2, but I need to remember where the other 2 are. One of them I just checked and I can't do yet, and the other one I'm not sure if I can do yet either. I can go see. But I need to remember, what were the other 2? There's 2 more side quests that... Oh, I remember one of them now. Okay, that's 3. Okay, I think I remember all of them. I remember all of them. And one of them I cannot do at this moment because of what's coming up next in the game. Alright, I remember where the remaining gratitude crystals are. Or did I? I remember how many side quests right now? I remember plowing. I remember Beetle. Getting a plant. And mystery lover. There, I'll give it. I'll tell you what the side quests are without quote unquote spoiling. That's 4. But what's the 5th one? I'm missing 25. There's another side quest that I'm forgetting about. There's one more side quest. What's the last one that I'm not remembering? But yeah, guys, how stupid do you have to be to add incorrectly 160 plus 16? I said 172. My friend and I, we started laughing on the spot. Me more than him. Because at that moment, I gave him definitive, undeniable proof that whenever I message our friends on Discord that I just did mental math and I just got the answer wrong, he got definitive proof that I never exaggerated. Because I said before, my dumbass, I said 9 plus 24 equals 25. I am an absolute brainless moron. I know that. By the way, would you be willing to listen to a little request of mine as well? I'm sure you're aware, but the eminent authority. I'm the eminent authority on plant... That says eminent, right? On plant collecting in Skyloft, if I do say so myself. But you see, I have begun to fear that I have collected everything I can hope to collect. My plant collection now features every known species. I started wondering if, in light of your travels, there isn't somewhere you might be able to discover something new for me. Boy, I tell you, there's a place filled with plants that you'd be thrilled to go to. A rare... Wait, something rare. No one has ever seen before. Your dowsing ability can be calibrated to locate the plant this person seeks. Look at this guy. He's hardcore. He got plants all in his room. Pictures of plants as well. Yeah, sure. You know, it's kind of amazing that what he's looking for is not an ancient flower. But, wait. Because look, we have a rare plant right here, an ancient flower, but that's not what he's looking for. And you know what? Let's just do this side quest, because I don't really have much else planned for today. But before I do that, let me heal up first. I need to remember where that last side quest is, because I can only remember 4 of 5 right now. 4 out of 5. Oh! I remember! The crystal ball! I remember now! The crystal ball, that's it! Alright, I remember all the side quests now. All the remaining side quests. I was thinking, it has to be something that we need to go and get. And I remember now, it's the crystal ball. That's the last side quest I'm forgetting. Okay. I'm not sure if I can do that yet. Just hold on a second, people. I can do this one now. I can't do Beetle right now. At least I don't think so. I just checked. I don't think I can. I can also go check if I can do the crystal ball. I don't think I can, but wouldn't hurt to check. Oh no, I can! I can do the crystal ball now! Because he's not here! I haven't seen the fortune teller much these days. You know, his crystal ball got broken, right? I just hope he's not sitting at home kicking himself in the balls for not foreseeing this. Would you mind running over and checking in on him? Why don't you do it? You're the one more concerned about him. Why don't you go and check up on him? Since I'm here, I may as well just get them both activated. Get the both the... Hey, what's up, baby girl? If there was any other girl in this game I can holler at, it'd be her. Where did this guy live again? Pretty sure it's not here. No, this is just some random house that you can visit for no reason. There's absolutely no reason to ever go in there unless you want to lose some rupees. Right, this guy lives way over here. I'm fine. Go on, go on. Please leave me be. My crystal ball has shattered, and without it, my eyes can no longer gaze deeply into the future. It's almost as if though these exquisite, all-seeing eyes of mine have begun to dull and cloud over the sadness now that my crystal ball is gone. If only I had a new crystal ball to gaze into. Oh! Is it not true that you recovered a piece of the windmill from beneath the clouds recently, young man? The shattered crystal ball was salvaged from below Gondo's from below by Gondo's ancestor long before it found its way into my delicate hands. There may still be others like it where it came from. Yes, yes! Would you search for a new one for me? Yes, yes! Yes! No doubt you can see the gratitude in my eyes. I can see the gratitude in your eyes, and pretty soon they'll form into physical gratitude crystals for me. Your dowsing ability can be calibrated to locate the crystal ball that this person is seeking. However, if you are searching for another object that someone has asked you to find, the target will be removed when you switch to this target, not swap. Do you wish to set the crystal ball to your dowsing target? Not yet. Understood. I already know where both of these things are anyways. Simply speak to this person again. I'm not doing that. I'm not coming all the way back here just to change my target. I could just do this. I wonder what'll happen. No, I don't actually. No, that can't happen. I was about to say, what would happen if you have so many side quests activated at the same time? You literally run out of spaces for dowsing, but no, that can't be the case. Because you get the sword upgrade to get more dowsing abilities, or dowsing spots. And at that point, you already did a good amount of side quests, so you don't actually have enough to fill it all up. Wait a second, what you got to say?
Ooh.
Hey, Link, always in a hurry to get somewhere, aren't you? Hey, have you heard of Oh, maybe I can do this now. I don't remember having to talk to you to activate this. Wait, maybe I can do the Beetle one now. That means we got 3 side quests to do, but I don't know if... No, we can... I know for certain. Wait a second! The whole reason why I can't do the plow... Wait, no, not plow. Oh my god, I'm getting confused. I should not be able to come back in here. No. You know what? No. There's a reason why I can't go back in here just yet, and we'll find out next time. And because of that, I can't do the plant side quest yet. But what I can do is I can do the crystal ball. That's what I was worried about. There's something going on in Farron which prevents me from doing the exact side quest I was about to go and do, which was the plant. There's something going on in Farron which we'll find out next time, if you don't already know. But if you do know, then you understand why I can't get that side quest done just yet. Unless I'm forgetting. Oh my god. Nope. That's right. I can't do the crystal ball either. Because of what that was. You know why? You know why I didn't consider that? I always do Farron first. I never ever did Eldon first. How autosave here? Well, that's my only option. We'll see all that next time. Where's it gonna spawn? Oh! That's interesting. It actually spawns me in the air. That never happened before. That's an example of something good coming out of autosave. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, though, which one was it? Because on the Wii version, you could do either Eldon or Lineru first. I don't remember which one. I think it was Eldon. I think if you do Eldon first, it can actually, like, bug the game and make you stuck there. And because on the Wii, there wasn't regular updates to games to patch bugs like we do now, like we have nowadays. So they had to actually release like an entire Wii menu app to patch that issue in the Wii version of this game. Which I never knew about, because like I said, I never played Eldon first. I always did Farron first. Next time I play this, we're gonna find out what's going on in both Farron and Eldon. But for now, I guess, since this the side quest should be activated, I can at least do this one, because this does not require me to go down to the surface. Hello, Q-tip man! Link, I wasn't expecting to see you here. I flew into this thick fog and ended up on this island. But once I got here, I looked around and realized this is some sort of insect paradise. This would be hell for me. So I decided to go after my dream and raise a bunch of bugs here. Now I can spend my days catching all the bugs I want. You want to try catching some bugs? I'll release a few for you, so why don't you give it a shot? I'll have to come up with 2 levels. The bug catching... Wait. Yeah, beginner and wrangler. Not right now, because what I'll do... I'll have to do this later on anyways. Just to say I talked to you. And dive to my death. I can't believe that totally escaped my mind, that I can't go to either Farron or Eldon right now. You can go to Lineru just fine, or at least you should be able to. Because nothing's really going on in Lineru. Alright, so I can do Bug now. I cannot do Crystal Ball nor Plant. What were the other 2 I literally just said out loud? I have Mystery Lover, and... what was the last one? Now that one's escaping my mind, even though I said it not even like 10 minutes ago. Plowing! That's it! Which I also cannot do. Can I do Mystery Lover now as well? I mean, I have to go back to Skyloft anyway, so I may as well check. These are just names I'm coming up with on the spot to call these side quests, just so I don't spoil anyone. Spoil anyone who doesn't know this game. Then again, you shouldn't be... like, I would not recommend following my live streams of this game. I have a whole series done on this. Okay, no, I guess not. Unless it's not you I need to talk to. I'm not pointing any fingers, you know, at who could possibly not know this game yet. again, what's sad is there's a lot of people out there who don't know about this game yet. Well, not don't know, but haven't experienced this game yet. Because they never really gave this game a chance. And a lot of people who did play it, well, they don't like it. They don't like how linear it is. And to be honest, it is a very linear game. They don't like the motion controls, which I was never a problem with. Sure, they're a bit questionable from time. Alright, it's you I talk to. Howdy, Link. You picked a good time to visit. Daughter? Why? What do you mean, why? This is important. My little girl's in trouble. Yup, the shining star of the item check is the source of my problem. That's my darling daughter, in case you forgot. She's been out of sorts lately. She'll be sitting and staring off into yonder, and then she'll get redder than a tomato on a vine. Wait just a gosh darn minute. I know what's going on. My sunshine's got herself an unwanted admirer. Look at that smile. Not that I can blame the feller. She's as sweet as honey and twice as pretty as a spring flower. Nope, 3 times as pretty. It's no wonder the boys buzz around her like a swarm of amorous bees. But I won't stand for it. No way. No how. I'm going to find the rascal and give him a good whooping. Uh-oh. You got to help me out. You see anyone buzzing around my little flower, you give him what for and send him packing. I'll keep my peepers peeled too. And wait, but I can't stand watch all day long. I promise I'll make it worth your while. You chase the vermin off, and I'll let you chat with the apple of my eye. Hush, you don't have to say a word. I can see how you feel by the spark in your eye. There's no feller alive who wouldn't jump at this chance. Ease this old man's heart and get rid of the lowlife who is pestering my baby girl. I'm counting on you, Link. That's not good for us. Hello, darling. Welcome. You've come to see me at home. I'm so happy. Okay, so now we make it daytime and we talk to her again. You know what sucks about this game, though? For me, personally? So, Zelda's not in this game for like 95% of the time. So, the only other character who, in my eyes, is a baddie, you know, not like I'm pointing at her, well, yeah, no, we can't do anything with her. The only other character that we can do something with is her. Hello, darling. I want you to visit me at my house tonight. I have something I need to say. That's not a good sign. That is not a good sign in the slightest. My house is just next to the bazaar. You'll definitely come, right? I'll be waiting. Oh, and do you have something you want to pick up or have me store? No thanks. Look, hun, it's not humane to tease someone this bored. Knock it off, okay? You know, aside from Zelda, there's only one other cute girl in this game who I wish we could do something with, but nope. That's not how this game's made. What a shame. Zelda's not gonna be happy when she finds out about this. I told you to come over at night, not sleep in my dad's bed until nighttime. Link, you came to see me. Thank you. The truth is, there's something I'm just dying to get off my chest, Link. Uh-oh. Don't say that. Your dad's right there. I'm just going to ask you something point blank, okay? What do you think about me? You store items. I like you. You do? Really? You're not lying? Really? Lying, actually. I'm so happy. I feel like I'm in a dream. I have to hear it again just to be sure. Do you really, really, really like me? I do. You're not lying, are you? I don't know what I'd do if I found out you're lying. It's true. I never had the balls to ever choose the bad option here, so I don't know what actually happens there. Thank you. I love you so much, darling. I'm sorry I doubted you and put you through all that questioning. Yeah, Zelda's very not going to be happy when she finds out about this. But I understand your true feelings, better than you know. You're saying that you cannot give yourself over to love just yet, that you have much more important things to do right now. You have some kind of serious job you have to attend to first, right? If you weren't off on an adventure, you probably wouldn't need to come by the item check so often. And that's why I won't ask any more of you. I'll just watch over you, protect you from afar, keeping a vigilant eye on your items. And when your important work is done, we'll tell my dad we're in love. Until then, we'll keep our love secret. Darling, I'll see you again at the item check. There we go. Zelda's gonna wake up. Gonna be like, I was only asleep for 1,000 years and you meet someone new? Helping people feels good. I hope you didn't hear any of that. That you, Link? What seems to be the problem? Man, you need some hearing aids, because we were right there. My baby girl's as restless as a twisted sheet in the wind. Is there something in the water? Boy, you need to go to a doctor and get your hearing checked. Either you really was daydreaming there, or you need to go get your hearing checked, because we were talking out loud right behind you. Wish they would have let you holler at a different person in this game, but nope. Okay, so I did that one. Now, let's get the Beetle one done. And this one takes a while, too. This one includes a mini-game I gotta do. And oh boy, let's hope I don't take too long, because I'm already almost up to 2 hours. Oh! Valued customer, you're back. What? I don't seem like my usual self? I can't hide anything from you, can I? Well, I can't talk about it right now because I'm busy pedaling. Why don't you lie down on the bed over there and rest? We can talk tonight. Now, he does have this for sale. Oh, and your tone totally changes. So this thing is 1,600 rupees. But I'm not going to buy it right now. Not only because I can't afford it, but there's a reason. I can't, it's like, fine, I'll backflip off. No, it don't let me. It really don't let me. I gotta actually take the, well, the board. I was about to say stairs, but those aren't stairs. Get close enough to talk, please. There we go. Ah, you mounted my bed and rode the sleep sheep through the fields of night once more. You were out like a log. I dare say you weigh as much as a log as well, and a rather large one at that. Pedaling around with you on board has quite I don't know what that word is. It's quite alright though, old bug. I'm actually getting rather used to it. You're getting me into crackling shape. You need some protein powder, bruh. But I would be remiss if I didn't let you know of the weight on my heart. My precious horned colossal beetle has gone missing, along with his cage. It's a tragedy that shatters a man to the core. 'Twas such a rare insect, and so very friendly to boot. I'll find it for you. Oh, truly? I must thank you. I shan't forget this. My precious horned colossal beetle, please go and find him with all haste. He abides out there somewhere, all alone in the wild. I beg of you. Now, I've said this in my video before. I don't like bugs, so I can never keep one as a pet. But he clearly cares about bugs, and he does have one as a pet. I can only imagine the love he has for that bug of his is just like the love I have for my 2 dogs. So just because I don't like insects, you know, I find them creepy, doesn't mean other people don't love them just as much. So if it comes to finding a man's pet, I'm on it. You know, just because I don't like bugs doesn't mean that, you know, I'm like disgusted by people who do. Okay, maybe a little bit, but it doesn't bother me. Like, you like bugs, you keep them as pets, great for you. It's like people who hate dogs for whatever reason. Like, would they be disgusted by me if they knew I had pet dogs? Alright, so you may have pieced together the puzzle. There's a bug minigame over there, and my man's Beats is missing his pet bug. So maybe you can do what I can't and put 2 and 2 together. Because I clearly can't do math. 160 plus 16 saying it's 172 talking ass. It's almost midnight, by the way. There's like 2.5 minutes until midnight. It's 11:57 right now. And I still got this freaking minigame to do, because I put this on myself. I didn't plan to do this tonight. But we're already thigh deep into it, so may as well. We're not even knee deep anymore. We're like neck deep. Hehehehe. Well, it's Link. How's life? Oh, you think I look happy? Hehe. Well, I guess I can't help it. I mean, I did discover an insanely rare insect after all. Tell me. You want to know more, huh? Well, let's just say I managed to land a legendary horned Colossus beetle. It's pretty much a miracle that I found it. I can't stop laughing or smiling. I'm so happy my face hurts. What? You're saying this is Beetle's pet bug? The same Beetle who flies around in that shack shelling his junk? Give it back. It's the man's pet. So you really think a sob story like that is going to work on me? What a joke. I found this bug, and it's all mine. Boy, you already know. If I lost my dog, someone found my dog, and they refused to give him back, I would beat your ass. Especially if you're acting like this. If you found my lost dog and you refuse to give him back, like, I found this dog fair and square, he's mine now, I will beat your ass. I suppose it would be kind of mean to keep someone's favorite pet bug. But at the same time, I don't feel so bad that I'm just going to give it right back. How about this? If you can pull off a time in my game that makes even me admit you're the master of bug catching, I'll give this little guy back. So what's it going to be? Are you up for the challenge? You're on! Now, I don't remember where all these bugs are. So, hopefully I don't take too long to do this. I have 3 minutes to get all 10 bugs, and I need to remember where all of them are. First of all, equipping your bug net would be a great help. So he gives you 10 bugs, and you have to catch them all within 3 minutes, is that what he said? So here's one right here. And eventually they'll respawn. Bugs show up in multiple places. Like the same bug can show up in different places. But if you wait long enough, they can respawn. That's not one I need. I hear a cicada, though. Right there. And that is one I need. I like this music, at least. Blessed butterfly. Come here. And there's a grasshopper in this grass. Or at least there should be, yes. So I need one of these. I need 2 of them, actually. Don't want to move too quick. I already have a cicada. What is that? That's a ladybug. I don't need that. I need one of these. No, don't kill it with a bomb, fool! Oh, and I'm back here. Okay, I kind of lost my way, so I already messed this up. Because I don't have enough time. I guess at first what I'll do is push this to make myself a shortcut. I don't remember, is there a... Wait, that's what I need. Blah! And capture you. I don't need you. Is there anything... You're not what I need, but to get rid of you, I'll just capture you all. That's what I need. Now, what I normally do is I go back to get another grasshopper from that location. If it has respawned, which it should. Yes, it did. So I need a Lineru ant. I should know where that is, but I don't think I have enough time. Is this entertaining, or are you enjoying watching me bug hunt? So let me jump down here. No, jump down, fool! Funny how we see spider webs but no spiders in this game. Are Linear ants in here? I remember there's Linear ants somewhere down here, I think. Yeah, I'm way past my time limit. Where are the linear ants? That's what I need to figure out. Get off! No linear ants here. Okay, I really need to remember where these ants are. Ants, 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 ants. That's not what I meant to do. The minigame doesn't end until you get all 10 bugs. Unless the linear ants are at the very top. Because they're not here. They might be at the very top. Okay, that's fine. This is just a refresher for me to, well, refresh where all these bugs are. Are the linear ants right up here? Yes, it is! Okay, now I know. I refreshed my memory of where they all are. Phew. Sorry, but I won't be able to give you the Horn Colossus Beetle back. Not with that kind of time. At the very least, you'll be going... Wait, you're going to have to finish in less than 3 minutes. You got it, no problem. 10 rupees ain't that bad, honestly. Alright, 10 minutes. I need one of you. Actually, I need 2. And then... Cicada down here. If I can get down, get down! Okay, and then a grasshopper in here. I need one of you. Don't, Okay, now I'm back over here. Swing, don't swing off. Gerudo Dragonfly. Come here, thank you. Another Elden Roller. Don't step on it! I stepped on it. Okay, we'll go back for another one. Got that. Now the ants should be up here as well, right there. Now I'm missing another grasshopper and another roller. Which what I do is I go here to get... Oh, look, another roller. Perfect. You cannot escape my skyward net. And second grasshopper's right here. Perfect. All done. Okay, you're done. Who would have thought it would have been so easy for you to break the record time? Okay. As I promised, here's the Horn Colossus Beetle. I have to admit, you're a pretty tough competitor. I guess I won't be able to bug you anymore. You got Beetle's insect cage. It contains Beetle's beloved insect pal. Hurry back to Beetle, whatever it said. Alright. We're done here. That didn't take as long as I thought. But it took a lot shorter than what I hoped? I don't know. Alright, so we're gonna return this to Beetle, then we're gonna call it there. My eyes are burning from staring at the screen for 2 hours. Let's hurry this up. Nobody's still watching this past midnight. It's 12:08 a.m. now. What has my life brought me to? Playing video games well past midnight. Cross shots. And miss. Missing is always important, I say. In a joking manner, of course. Grab. There we go. I don't know why, the grab prompt always takes a second. Yo, cuz, I got something for you. Ah, welcome. What? You found something? If I try to talk about it now, we might crash. Why don't we talk later this evening? You can rest on that bed over there until it's night. That's no bed, that's a generator. You don't even have a pillow on it. Come on, man. All the money I gave you to buy your products, you can't even afford yourself a bed no more? Or you still can't? Shoo, I may need to pitch in, just like donate a mattress to you. Yes, can I help you? Ah, pray, you have something to show me. Oh, you really did find my precious horn colossal beetle? You found him, my dear bug. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Next time you enter my shop, I demand you take any one of my items for half off the listed price. And that's why I didn't buy that piece of heart yet. Because that piece of heart's the most expensive item he has, and we can now get it for half price. We don't catch many fireflies in this game, because there's honestly not much of a need. And don't forget, I think I pointed this out before. But look at what this bug is. It's a blue version of this, which we've never seen before, except for right here. Lucky guy. He has the one and only bug that I don't have in my collection. Whoops. I could have not returned it to him and just, like, you know, say I had it. But that's the man's pet. Man is so filled with excitement and overjoyedness. He won't be able to sleep. He's so hyped up on energy. Oh, you have great taste in things. Isn't it shiny? I found it someplace nearby. To be honest, I have no idea what it's for, but I'm pricing it at 1,600 rupees. However, you can have it at half price today for only 800. Is it a deal? Okay. Alright, we have totally bought out Beetle. We bought everything he has to offer. And I feel good about it. I know it's never gonna happen in my lifetime, but I sometimes like to fantasize, like, what would it be like if, I don't know, someone like Mr. Beast ever came into my store and be like, I want to buy everything in your store, regardless of the price. I will pay it all. I just wait to see if one day that will ever happen, and honestly, I know that will never happen. The universe's heat death will come before that ever happening. Okay, and I'm done. I am done. And like I said earlier, because I can't go into Farron just yet, I will not be able to grind for rupees. So I'll meet you guys wait, there's something I need to prepare before I do that. So next time, you'll see me back here, where I will prepare to go into Farron. So thanks for watching, guys. I know it's been over 2 hours, and I'm tired. My ears hurt. Whee, stretch. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Oh, before I go, there's one thing I forgot to tell you guys. I keep forgetting to tell you, and this is important too. So there's something I forgot to tell you guys.